Amazon. On sale. Link in the comments below. Shh.
ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Playmates Toho series Baragon 1965 figure. Hey Doc, I got something for you to unbox. Oh. Right, well, guess I gotta do it myself. Hollow, like my soul. Let's be careful. And the foot. And there we go. He's unboxed. Let's apply his tail real quick. There we go. And there we are. Okay, I'm happy again. My god, he looks like a chihuahua just got into a bag of metahuine. And from the front, he just looks absolutely zooted. But I gotta give Playmates a lot of credit here. The detail on this guy is magnificent. Individually sculpted teeth with some decent paint applications going on there. The roof of his mouth, the bottom of his mouth, and his tongue are all going to be this bright salmony red color. Yes, there do be detail for tongue. His eyes are bulbous and weird looking. He's got his little Baragon horn right there. And the details on top of this guy's head are simply beautiful. Playmates have really been knocking it out of the park as of late, and it makes me feel all the more guilty that I haven't been picking anything up from them. This might look absolutely hilarious, but again, the detail at play, fantastic. Got some painted spikes up here, got some painted innards of the ears with some very minimal detail inside of them, just folds. Really, really nice there. Good stuff, Playmates. And then moving down to Baragon's back. Believe it or not, all of these little ridges back here are going to feature detail. Just the top sides of them though, because the bottom sides will remain mostly blank. I don't really think that's much of a downside because it still looks cool, and those details will continue onto the tail, as will the paint, at least until the very tip of it where the paint abruptly stops. Speaking of the tail, let's take a look at the details on the tail. The tail's detail, and it's very, very nice. Again, Playmates has been carving their own path with these Toho series figures, and they're looking better by the day. From his gooch all the way throughout to the bottom of the tail, there's detail, and it's all pretty dang good detail too. The skin as well, I feel, was handled very, very nicely. I mean, just look at this leg, this beefy little meatloaf limb we got going on here. There's bumps, there's grooves, there's crackles, there's folds in the rubber. This is some impressive looking stuff here. The paint on the toes might not be the most intricate thing in the world, but it is there, and the front-on look of his thighs, knees, shins, and feet, very, very well done. The same could be said for the other thigh, kneecap, shin, ankle, and foot over here. The toe paint's a wee bit more on the messier side, but again, it's there, and the detail is just fantastic. And we got some stuff on the bottom of the foot over here, trademark 2022, Toho Company Limited, item number, blah 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 blah, Playmates 100 Canton Road, Hong Kong, China. Baragon's underbelly, moving into the titty area over here, is going to be very waffle-esque. Dozens and dozens of tiny little squares, bumps, grooves, yet again folds within the rubber of the suit, protruding structures over here on the side of his body. It's all just looking really nice, and then we move to the arms that kind of resemble the legs, but they look a little bit more shiny, making the base color look a little more on the different side. Just stating it, not taking points off for it, I promise you. I believe this is something we've seen with Playmates before, but regardless, the detail, fantastic. The paint, gets the job done, gets the point across. I like it. I like it a lot. And now we're moving into the neck, a little bit of the same, moving into the head, paint and detail. Yeah. Yeah, I cannot deny that Baragon looks fantastic, and I gotta say this at least. I would totally understand if people chose Playmates Barry over here, over the Bandai Barry, because this guy is looking mighty fine, if a bit high. But overall, just look at him, he's adorable. Alright, yeah, the box, almost forgot about this. I think this is the first new Toho series figure that I've gotten from Playmates, so that really just strengthens the narrative that I've been sleep. And just to give my 2 cents about it, it's nice. I like it. It's a lot less boring as the same packaging we've been seeing from Bandai America and Playmates for the last couple of years. We've got a read-up on Godzilla on the back, got a picture of old Barry over here, Baragon 65 with a little bit of a read-up on Barry over there, and there's a thingy. It says new item, Godzilla Toho Series 6.5 Baragon. Yeah. There you go. Wow. Now, for anybody wondering why this guy's got paint on his back and the movie Monster Series version doesn't, I assure you it's not because Bandai are lazy. I mean, they are, but listen, this is indeed Baragon 65, but when you turn him around and you see all of this color, this is an indication that this guy's color palette was essentially based off of how Barry looked in Destroy All Monsters. For those who don't know, the Baragon suit was lent to Tsuburaya Productions at that point in time, where this particular suit would be made into Naranga, Gabora, a few other monsters as well, and that's kind of where this first appeared. So in a technical-ish sort of way, we got Destroy All Monsters Baragon, and if you get the movie Monster Series version, you'll get the Frankenstein Conquers the World Baragon, solely just based on the presence of paint. Alright, I'm done. If you're out there calling Baragon ugly, you're wrong. Okay, maybe you're not wrong. He is ugly as sin. But he's the adorable kind of ugly. And I'm going to give this adorable kind of ugly little underground pupper 2 solid stars in terms of paint and detail. It just works! Playmates has done yet another great job with this. And now we can move on into Articulation, which might actually have more than the Bandai figure. Right up front, you can move the head all the way around. Would not recommend trying to move the ears as they feel very much fixed. The arms can move all the way around, no trouble. Yes, you guessed it, on both sides. Let's see if these legs can go all the way around, and they can, holy moly. I've had trouble with that in the past, but that doesn't seem to be a problem here. And as I'm sure you've guessed, since I had to apply the tail myself, you can go all the way around, yes. A solid star in terms of articulation, making this guy a 3 solid star worthy figure that you should absolutely be looking for. You don't have to look too far though, just in the comments below. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and attempt to tell you that he's absolutely in scale with the other monsters. He's around the same height as most of the other monsters, maybe a bit shorter than that of Destroya, but who cares? We finally have a Baragon that's not hundreds of dollars. And to Playmates' credit, I think they did a pretty great job with him overall. Honestly, if Playmates can fix the whole availability issue, I definitely think they'll be coming rather close to beating Bandai at their own game. I feel like I say this every time I get a new Toho series monster figure, but I can't help it. This is honestly really good. And even if they don't end up upstaging that of Bandai, maybe they'll actually get Bandai to do a bit of a better job with some of their main releases and exclusives. I'm happy with this guy. I really don't see any issues, save for maybe the arms and legs being a little bit more shinier than the rest of the body, but that is an ischemic nitpick. I like this Baragon. I like him quite a lot, and Bandai is going to have to really impress me with theirs that they're releasing on April 1st if they even want to get close to just this. This is great. I love it. Good job, Playmates. One more thing before we go, since this is the only Baragon I can really compare this figure to. Here is Playmates Barry next to that of the Mezco Barry, both from Destroy All Monsters, and, you know, I like it. Oh yeah, that definitely should have followed through all the way out to the tip of the tail, but anyway, a pretty cool comparison if you ask me. They both pretty much feature the same idea going on when it comes to their color palette, but when looking at Mezco's Barry over here, the face might have needed a little bit more work. Yeah, just a bit. I mean, the eyes are a little bit more bulbous and small than they really needed to be, but for the most part, I think Playmates knocked it out of the park, and that's all I really have to say. Yet again, there will be a link in the comments section below if you want to pick yourself up a Barry for your own. I don't know what's going on with the whole shipping, because I have people in my own state telling me that they have to wait a certain amount of days. Mine just showed up. Some people didn't even get a shipment notification for these things yet, which leads me to believe that this might have actually been a bit of a shipment error of sorts. But hey, give it a click while you can. It's definitely worth picking up, as you've just seen. And when next we meet... Necathon, yes. Necathon begins, yes. Have yourselves a lovely day, afternoon, and night. Check out my social media, Patreon, $1 a month, everything. And now I'm going to go take a nap because I'm old. Bye.